Hi, my name is Zachary Glauser. I'm 24 years old. I grew up in Rockville, Texas. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my life story. Whenever I got to high school, I started dabbling around in drugs. Got a really dark time in my life, partying all the time. I started smoking marijuana when I was about the age of 13. Of course, marijuana led into cocaine, and cocaine led into ecstasy, so on and so forth. You know, I dabbled in a lot of different drugs, which in the long run ended up in me getting arrested. I ended up doing a month in jail, and whenever I went to my hearing, the judge says I would either have to go back to jail facing up to 5 to 10 years in penitentiary, or I could go to the military. So I decided to do the honorable thing, and I went to the military. When I was in the Navy, I did a lot of traveling around. For instance, one time I was in Hong Kong, and I was approached by this Buddhist monk, and he actually gave me a jade Buddha. I found that to be kind of weird at the time. Then I traveled on to Banda Aceh, Indonesia, and did the tsunami relief. That was very, very shocking. There was lots of dead bodies and a lot of destruction. The city was just completely destroyed. The people were just in total distress. Finally, my last deployment, I went to Kandahar, Afghanistan. I was in the Northern Province. I was there as a medic for the Marine Corps. I was doing combat search and seizure patrol, which we go from house to house looking for weapons and anything to make bombs. And we seize them and arrest the people. Well, we were going down an alleyway one day, and a building much like this one, all I hear is Allah Akbar from above me, and I see a guy hop out of the second-story window, and I didn't have enough time to raise up my rifle, so I just put up my hands and braced for the impact, and the guy, when he hit me, we both fell down to the ground. He ended up stabbing me 3 times, and then he was going for my throat. As he was going for my throat, I was holding him off. And about that time, the rest of my fire team realized what was happening, and they shot him off me. After they shot him off me, I ended up passing out from blood loss. Whenever I came to, I was in a Humvee getting a field blood transfusion from my fire team leader. I looked over and I asked him, I was like, how did you know how to do this? And he said that he got my field medical book out and read on how to do it. He actually saved my life by doing that, by giving me the blood transfusion, because I had lost so much blood. He saved my life because of their actions. After Afghanistan, I ended up going back to California. That's where I was stationed, and ended up getting a tattoo of the Om symbol on my wrist. I was just kind of dabbling around in Buddhism, trying to find my inner peace, because I was dealing a lot with post-traumatic stress disorder, manic depression, and sleep insomnia. So I was having a really rough time. So I was just looking for a higher power to run to, just so I can be at peace with myself and at peace with my surroundings. So after I got out of the Navy, I decided to move back to Texas. I moved to Austin, Texas. Whenever I got there, I got a job downtown working on the famous 6th Street as a bouncer at nightclubs. I was down there and I was on a lot of medication that the doctors had prescribed for me, but I was also self-medicating myself with alcohol and drugs, so I wouldn't have to remember, I could just forget everything that I'd been through when I was in the military. Finally, one day I ended up reaching the end of my rope, sitting down beside my bed, and decided to take all the medication that I had. I was already drunk because I'd spent the whole night partying, but I ended up taking 80 milligrams of Ambien and 42 milligrams of Xanax and trying to kill myself. So because of my suicide attempt, I ended up in a psych ward for a couple weeks, and just had a real outcrying for something more in my life. So I called a friend, and my friend came up there and visited with me, and we talked a lot about God. And whenever I got out of the psych ward, I ended up moving from Austin to Palestine, Texas with him, and my friend happens to be a minister, and I got saved again, and just felt the love of God just come down on my life, and no longer felt like a victim. I was totally cured of my post-traumatic stress disorder, started sleeping well at night, and just totally felt loved and whole, a feeling that I haven't felt in a really long time. I came off all of my medications, 7 different types of medications within a matter of a month, just quit them and no longer need them. I am just totally, completely saved, and I now realize my destiny is through God, and to walk with God and to share His love and to spread His word and His goodwill throughout all the nations. And so that's what I'm here for. I'm here to spread the love of God and share His word, and hope that my testimony will be able to reach somebody one day and save their lives as mine has been saved.